Today is October 17th, 1781, and the court has just finished up with the first day of Miss Arena's trial. And during this session at the court, the British lawyers called on their witnesses to testify against the colonists.
Miss Bogish, what was Mr. Brandt's reasoning for siding with the British?
Thank you. Well, Mr. Brandt told the court. Mr. Brandt expressed his opinions to the court today, and he said he did not want to side with the colonists because he had a fear that they would take all his land if he sided with them.
Miss Bogish, I have one more question for you about Mr. Brandt. How exactly was he under court pressure? A lot of people seem to erode away, as we may say. And how is Mr. Brandt compared to those who usually don't do so well?
Mr. Brandt did very well under court pressure. He did not seem to have too many faults that we picked up on during the trial.
Taking all my land.
What kind of characteristics do you have that benefit the British?
I was a good soldier, and I was loyal.
Do you think that you were still loyal and it showed that you were a good person even though you did side with the British?
Yes.
Next up was King George III, and during the court session, while he was being questioned, were there any faults made of King George? And how did that reflect on the jury?
Okay. Well, depending on where you were coming from, this could be seen as a fault. When questioned by a British lawyer, Daisy, on why Britain treated the U.S. bad in the colonists' opinion, King George compared it to a mother-child relationship where a mother treats her children harshly in order for them to have tough skin.
You agree that they have partial ownership of the land that they had discovered for me, and since they had partial ownership, that means that I did too. What they were doing was a complete denial of anything I had said.
Now I am excited for Benedict Arnold to hear about what you have to say about him. As we may know, he was a traitor of the colonists, and he, for some reason, went to the other side. Now, what was that reason? Did he go to the British side?
Okay. Although he won many battles for the colonists, Benedict Arnold felt very unappreciated by the colonists, and he switched over to the British side, not only for the more respect, but to also get better pay, because the British paid more for him.
And despite the ridicule that I was given to by my fellow colonists, I still was able to be a good leader to all of my troops.
Please tell us about William Franklin, our last witness on the British side.
Well, William Franklin, the son of famous patriot Benjamin Franklin, William is a loyalist, one of the governors of New Jersey, and he describes his reasons for his loyalist views and opinions in the video that we are going to show right now.
This may not be appropriate for your children who you love.
What made you separate from him? Why didn't you follow in his footsteps?
Because I saw what the colony was really about, which was disobeying what really got them there, treating people unfairly, taking Native American land, and treating the British badly. And I saw that they really were just like monsters. Like when a mother has a child, that like one child that they hate, kind of like.
Molly, can you explain who General Cornwallis is and what recent battle he fought in?
General Cornwallis is a general for the British Army. However, he used to be a general for the colonist army until he switched over to the British side. And recently he had just fought in the Battle of Yorktown, in which he was surrounded by French troops, French and American troops, and he was forced to surrender his army.
And thank you very much. And unfortunately, we do not have footage of Cornwallis for technical difficulties. One of the most passionate witnesses on the British side was the last witness, and that was George Grenville. Now, what did he impose on the colonists, Molly?
Grenville imposed a series of taxes on the colonists, one of these including the Stamp Act, which was very controversial. Grenville received some very harsh questioning from the colonist side as to why he would impose these taxes.
Now, all the colonists claim that Parliament and I just sprung the sugar tax on you. Well, that's not true. The truth is, I approached you. I met with colonial agents in London, one of them in this very room. And I told them that although I was planning on imposing taxes, I was open to further discussion with you guys to come up with different ways of funding. Now, well, guess what? You guys said no. You declined. So technically, it's your fault that you got taxed.